So a little bit about it. The Training Hub was originally formed in 2015 following a CPEN initiative from Health Education England in order to assist with workforce transformation in primary care, promotion of primary care as a first choice career destination. We also support the recruitment and retention of staff, and also a huge part of our remit is staff development, training, upskilling and similar. Our role is to meet the educational needs of the multidisciplinary primary care team. And we are well aware that the face of primary care is changing. We are committed to supporting the workforce with recruitment, retention and developmental needs of practices and PCNs. So what do? We do a lot, and we engage with a variety of stakeholders, a lot of whom are here today. And we have a broad range of projects within the remit, including promoting healthcare careers to secondary school students. We have a really rich futures programme whereby anybody who's interested in a career in medicine, nursing, pharmacy, working within the NHS come along and learn a lot about what they can do, next steps, training opportunities and similar. We also source multi-professional student placements, working both at practice level and now at PCN level across Lincolnshire, we're pleased to hear. We assist with clinicians or otherwise who are seeking employment within primary care. So we often work as a matching scheme. So we have a hold on practices or PCNs who are recruiting, and we also work closely with HEIs, with new graduates or people moving from other areas into the area so that we can get them best placed. We help to develop our primary care workforce, and we lead with a variety of initiatives within primary care across the Lincolnshire patch. We source high quality training and funding in order to support that continuity and the upskilling of our existing workforce. And we also represent the primary care workforce at a local and national level. So we very much collaborate at the Training Hub. We are not our own training hub, we are the systems training hub. So we work across Lincolnshire with a variety of partner organisations. Lincolnshire CCG, Lincolnshire STP, our LMC, our PCN Alliance, all of our 86 practices and also universities across the East Midlands. We are changing and evolving into an ICS, and the Training Hub is here to support the ICS moving forward and making sure that the objectives of the Training Hub and that of the Lincolnshire system fit together and that we're there in that supportive capacity, making sure that we see progress with our workforce moving forwards. Now, you just have to excuse me for 2 minutes because I need to share a different page so I can show you a quick video from Health Education England, which is exactly what a Training Hub is. Okay, Ruth, can you see that page?
I can. It's not playing yet, but I think okay. You're hovering the play.
I'll press play now, thank you.
Health Education England's training hubs are integral to our core purpose of helping deliver excellent healthcare through education and training to our current and future workforce, meeting the priorities defined in the NHS long-term plan. They are based in primary and community care to serve the local community. By focusing on healthcare priorities, training hubs, in partnership with other educational providers, such as universities and primary care schools, will facilitate or provide training and professional development opportunities for the workforce of today and of the future. Training hubs work with key stakeholders such as primary care networks, sustainability and transformation partnerships, STPs, and integrated care systems to enable educational transformation that is right for the local area. Training Hub's core role is to increase placements by working with educational providers to ensure there are quality learning environments. facilitate student placements in primary care, such as GP practices, to allow learners to gain more exposure and experience. Support the promotion of primary care as a great place to work at all stages of career development from school onwards. Act as a single point of contact for workforce education initiatives in the area, making it easier for individuals to access information regarding education and training. Work with NHS England and NHS Improvement to help retain staff throughout their career from start to finish, for example, through the fellowship programmes. So how can training hubs benefit you? They enable and facilitate new and existing roles in primary care as part of a multidisciplinary team, to include roles such as physician associate, nurse, social prescribing link worker, and clinical pharmacist. They can help to facilitate training clinical staff to supervise or mentor students on placements. They support the development of the multidisciplinary team, and they support the facilitation of CPD of the workforce working in primary care. You can work with your training hub to identify opportunities to upskill, which will ultimately benefit the care your patients receive. For more information, please visit www.hee.nhs.uk/our work/training hubs.
Okay, hopefully that was a helpful quick snippet from Health Education England with regards to what our training hub is and what we do. Okay, moving on to our vision and mission as an organisation. Our vision is growing a dynamic, sustainable Lincolnshire workforce through education and primary care. We accelerate clinical excellence, and our mission is to build authentic relationships and work collaboratively to develop the primary care workforce. I think it's probably quite apt to mention here that our vision and our mission were created in collaboration with the Lincolnshire system. 18 months ago, we had another one of these stakeholder engagement events whereby our stakeholders helped us to really collaborate to come up with the vision and mission that was suitable for the Lincolnshire workforce. So we also have core values at the Training Hub, and every project that we undertake has to adhere to these values. They are connections with everybody who works with us and who deals with us, and those who don't, try to make those future connections. We have ambition for ourselves as an organisation, for our partners, and for the wider Lincolnshire ICS. We have teamwork, so this is a very collaborative organisation with a variety of individuals who you will meet later on this morning and this afternoon, and also integrity, maintaining that clarity of high standard in everything that we undertake. So we are tasked with 6 core functions specifically from Health Education England, and these are what we work to achieve with all of our projects that we carry out. So undergraduate placement expansion, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. So making sure that we work with HEIs and expand placements within primary care, ensuring that people who are training, clinicians who are training, get that exposure to primary care from the very start, the very early stages of their training, so that they learn about what a wonderful place that we are to work in, the diversity, the rich experience that they can have with a career within primary care. Workforce planning, very much working with leads across the system in order to plan for our future, particularly at the moment with new roles coming on board, working with PCNs and the R's funding and similar. We support the recruitment of the primary care workforce through developing educators and programmes. So again, We have some of our own delivered programmes. We work very closely with the LMC, helping them to put together the offer for primary care. And we also have clinical supervision, which is now happening, and lots of external supervisors and supports that can come and visit the learners within practice or at PCN level as well. Embedding new roles in primary care, again, pretty sort of self-explanatory. Our nursing associate team are going to talk to you later on this morning about some of the successes that we've had, particularly with that role. Our primary care workforce retention and promotion, again, is making sure that those existing staff stay within primary care and that we can cater for their needs moving forwards. And finally, it will be the management of placement tariffs, which we're really pleased to report the tariffs have been increasing on recent in support of our placements expansion. So funding. We currently have two main funding streams from HEE, which drive our workforce transformation activities. Workforce development funds come through the People Board, and they are ring-fenced for activities that target the improvement and transformation of care delivery, requiring scale of education and training intervention. Hannah is running a session this afternoon specific to training. So if you want to know more, please do come back later on this afternoon in order to sort of further discuss where we're at with training. We undertake pretty comprehensive training needs analysis across Lincolnshire. So we're alternating. This year it's a practice level. Last year it was PCN level, making sure that we're absolutely capturing from bottom up exactly what's needed and when and why, and trying to match the two together. CPD monies are relatively new. We're in our second year of CPD, and these are monies that come through Health Education England for each practitioner working within the list of eligible roles entitled to £1,000 across 3 years of CPD monies. We use the CPD money to commission selected courses at scale, making sure that we deliver optimum value for practitioners and that we benefit from economies of scale. Practitioners can also use the funding to undertake alternative courses of their own choice, and we are very big on making sure that people get what they want. We have an extensive menu, but also if you have that personal choice, we can cater for that as well. So this is the practitioners who are eligible for CPD monies at the moment, and you probably will have seen sort of extensive promotion around CPD in particular. So meet the team. I'm kind of amazed at how this list of people grows. We are very proud of our team. There's Dr. Sahr, myself, Lisa Freeman, who are directors of the Training Hub. We have a newly appointed workforce transformation team, 3 GP leads and 1 GPN lead who have started with us this month, working on specific projects, but again with that transformation team at the CCG, making sure that we are collaborating and really leading on new innovation. We then have a variety of other staff who have been with us sort of a long time or who are fairly new. All of our clinicians who work with us, the majority of which are working in practices across Lincolnshire, we know how important it is that we understand exactly what's happening within primary care, and we get that feedback through our clinical team who work in practices and then with the training hubs, and you'll hear from some more of them today. We also have an extensive team of student ambassadors who help us to run our futures programmes that I was discussing earlier, which is the work experience for future generations of our team. So communications, how do you get in touch with us? We have a newly launched website, which is lincolnshiretraininghub.nhs.uk. We are receiving really high volume of traffic through there, but so all of our information, all of our training offer is on there, but similarly, you can contact us on email. We have a huge following on Facebook, Twitter, and we now have a new Instagram page as well with lots of all the latest information. If you would like to join our mailing list, then please just email the contact at Lincolnshire Training Hub, or there is a form on the website so that you receive the regular updates with regards to our training offer and otherwise. So I've got here a pretty extensive list of projects that we undertake at the Training Hub. I didn't want to bore everybody to death by PowerPoint by going through these in turn, but instead I've asked for some of our leads at the Training Hub to come and talk to you briefly about a few projects that they're undertaking at the moment. So I'm going to pass it over in turn. We're going to start with Ewan. Ewan leads on rotational ACP pilot that's just started. Ewan, are you happy to come and talk to us, please?
Absolutely. Good morning, everybody. My name is Ian Caldwell, and I am an advanced nurse practitioner. I currently work 3 days a week in primary care at Sutherland Surgery, and 2 days a week I'm also working for the Lincolnshire Training Hub as a clinical educator and participating in a number of projects, including with trainee nurse associates and clinical supervision. But one of the new projects that I'm undertaking currently and very excited about is something called the ACP Fellowship, and it's been working collaboratively with various stakeholders, including Health Education England themselves, and it will be focused on offering a fellowship for 2 positions, those being qualified ACPs that are 2 years post master's qualifications. And as I mentioned, it will be the first role itself will be focusing on sort of frailty and mental health. And the second role itself will be looking to be working with hospital admission avoidance in both primary and secondary care itself. And I think what's so good about this project is it's focusing on those that are already qualified, those that have been in their role for a number of years and are looking to take themselves further, to work towards that sort of consultant nurse level. It works with so many different shareholders, with the primary care themselves, LCHS, LPFT, higher education institutions, St Barnabas, the list goes on. And these 2 individuals will have the opportunity to work across this wide range of institutions to develop further experience. And it's just the first time this has ever happened. We're very excited about it. And there's been so much interest as well from not just in Lincolnshire itself, but externally when we've gone to various forums. So I think there will be a lot of focus on this. And yeah, we're really keen to get it right. And the expressions of interest is just out as we speak. So I'll hopefully be able to update you at some point, and I'll keep you posted. Thank you.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much, Ewan. Caroline Clay, you have to come and talk to us about nursing associates, please.
Hi, my name's Caroline. Pleased to meet you all. Up until September, I was a practice nurse lead with the Hub. And since 2019, alongside the team, I was involved in expanding the nursing associate programme across Lincolnshire. Fortunately, the Lincolnshire Training Hub applied to host a HE clinical fellow and went out to recruitment for that. And 2, including Joe Headley and myself, were recruited and employed to actually start on a HE Fellowship programme, looking at embedding nursing associates and training nursing associates across the Midlands. Our current project, we're actually currently trying to baseline nursing associate progress across the Midlands, trying to scope out where the numbers are, what they're doing, and also identify any barriers to nursing associate expansion. We've got lots going on. In Lincolnshire, we've certainly been very successful in expanding nursing associates, and we'd like to obviously share best practice across the Midlands, and we've started doing that as well. And obviously, I would happily update you on further progress as we go across the year for this fellowship.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much, Caroline. Moving on to Sam, our Nursing Associate Ambassador.
Hi, good morning. My name's Samantha Simpson and I'm the Nursing Associate Ambassador and Clinical Educator for the Training Hub. I'm actually one of the success stories as part of this pilot programme. I'm the first nursing associate to qualify through general practice, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without the support from the Training Hub and the guidance. My role within the Training Hub is to support trainee nursing associates. I've got that experience, I know what they've been through, I've literally just finished my training, I'm there to guide them. We do external education help with them. So we're actually doing a training session today with our new recruits of the TNA programme on flu clinics and how they can get the most out of the flu clinics. So it's a really exciting project at the moment.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much, Sam. Moving on to Sarah.
Good morning, I'm Sargent. I'm a practice nurse and I'm also a clinical educator for the Lincolnshire Training Hub. My project is to bring newly qualified nurses and also trained nurses into general practice. They will complete a fundamentals course, which is currently being run at De Montfort University, and then hopefully become a competent practice nurse. I also Fellowship project for nurses who are within 1 year of qualifying. So they complete the fundamentals course at De Montfort, and then over the next 12 months, they complete a fellowship project, which is to improve an area in general practice that they have an interest in. It's a great opportunity for networking, confidence building, and to improve knowledge of how general practice works. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. That was really helpful. Moving on to Lucy, please.
Hello, my name's Lucy. I'm a practice nurse and a clinical educator with the Training Hub. So I've been working with the Training Hub for the last year, and alongside working with the trainee nursing associates, I'm also involved in a placement expansion project. So the primary focus of my project is to try and bring more undergraduate nursing students into primary care for placements. The reasons are to sort of introduce more nurses to the work that we do in primary care. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what we're involved with and how much we do. So it's great to sort of be raising the awareness of general practice and the work that goes on in primary care. And it also helps to sort of promote the idea of it as a career and bring new nurses into general practice in the future, so helping to improve recruitment and retention for our future nurses. The benefits of this are not just for the students but for the practices as well. We have a lot of really positive feedback from practices about how much enjoyment they get from working with students, the practice as a whole and their mentors, and the fact that having students is sort of bringing fresh ideas and new eyes into practice and also helping to keep our current staff up to date. So a lot of my work is sort of working with practices, trying to see where we can work together, where they're able to host students, largely for placements, but also we're trying to get more people involved in hosting insight visits. So it's a way of still introducing people to our work without been there for as long a period of time. So it's a really nice sort of way of student nurses seeing what we're doing, but also for practices being able to see what it's like having a student working with them, how it works with the practice, how they can benefit from it, and also seeing how different student roles work together. So some people can be put off by thinking that if they're hosting a medical student, they might not want a nursing student. So the insight visits are working really nicely to see how the different roles work together, even from being students. So we've had some really nice success over the last year. Obviously, COVID had quite an effect on the amount of placements that we were having. So it's been good to see how we've been able to sort of overcome some of the difficulties that we've all faced and start to improve the placements, and had really good feedback from students and practices involved.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Lucy. I know it's been a pretty challenging project, but we have some really good case studies and work that's been shared nationally with some of the successes in Lincolnshire maintaining placements throughout the COVID pandemic. Moving on to Ruth, please.
Morning, my name's Ruth Pollock and I'm the project manager at Lincolnshire Training Hub. One of the projects I lead on is our Practice Manager Academy. This is a bespoke course for new and aspiring practice managers, and also practice managers who may have been in the job a bit longer but are seeking reassurance, a bit of a refresher. It's run by Bridget Roberts, who's an experienced practice manager herself and a consultant. course, and it covers everything. It's a very, very comprehensive course, from the structure of the NHS, who's who in general practice, finance, contracts, HR, CQC, QOF. It really is a very broad range of topics that are covered within that course. We've run 3 cohorts successfully so far. We've got another one coming up in January, and there are also updates courses available too. And the feedback we've had from practice managers who've attended has been absolutely outstanding, really, really positive feedback. They've welcomed that chance to refresh their skills, learn new skills, and also to, importantly, to connect with other practice managers and to take a bit of networking too.
Lovely, thank you very much, Ruth. I'm going to finally pass on to Runa, our medical director.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. My name's Runa Sahr. I'm a GP in Lincoln, an Associate Professor of Medical Education at the university and also Medical Director of the Training Hub. The project I chose to talk about today is one of our longest running ones, which is the GP Clinical Pharmacy Academy. When we started the Training Hub back in 2015, one of our remits was to increase the number of clinical pharmacists or support the increase in the number of clinical pharmacists in Lincolnshire. And we only had 2 in the county at the time. So the project has now got sort of 4 arms to it, which we've developed over those 6 years. We start off with school students with our Future Pharmacy project, trying to encourage students to consider pharmacy as a career. We've developed modules and student placements for pharm students at the University of Lincoln, where students are showcased primary care as a career option and also learn from GPs and GP clinical pharmacists about the skills required to work in general practice. So our new GP clinical pharmacists that we have working in the county, we have an orientation programme to primary care, which is a 3-day programme led by some experienced clinical pharmacists that are working with us at the Training Hub. And we've now, at the final end of it, we've now developed networking and development sessions, which are peer-led for our GP clinical pharmacists, for them to get together to develop themselves clinically and professionally. And the aim of having these sort of 4 arms is to be able to show people that actually working as a GP clinical pharmacist in Lincolnshire is a positive thing. There's a really good feel-good factor. You feel supported, you feel welcome, and the networking has really shown what a difference it can make. And I think we've now got over 30 clinical pharmacists working general practice. Thank you.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much, Runa and team. As I said, our list of projects is fairly extensive, and I think it was more appropriate to have a little bit of a flavour with regards to projects that we're working on and some successes that we've had from the team. I finally sort of just want to say again, you know, we work very much in partnership with lots of different organisations across the patch and otherwise. And that's the end of our presentation today. Does anybody have any questions for us? Please feel free to type them in the chat or take yourself off mute and dive in if that's appropriate. No, nothing at the moment, that's fine. I'm going to now pass on to the personalised care team. Emma and Kirsten are here to talk about personalised care and how we can